What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today, welcome to what I guess we'll just call episode 1 of our newest series. I think we're just gonna call it the Betty series to start out, because as you guys know, I've always wanted to see what a Betty would turn out to be immediately. First and foremost, you'll see in the top corner, we have level 80 here, and we are already VIP 8. Yes, this is a project server that both myself and Religion of Rage are going in on. This is, if you guys don't remember Religion of Rage, he's the one that has the EOS account. Well, now we have a Betty account, and there's actually a lot of things that are still like locked that we can't even access because we're only level 80, and well, it takes time to actually unlock stuff. We're actually right there. We're right there. We're going to try to get a giant killer as soon as possible. I don't know if it's going to be A tier, an S tier, whatever. But if you want to see, this account is, I believe, I think 4 to 5 days old at this point. He took care of a lot of the really early game stuff that we've seen a ton of times. And since we're on a spender account, a very big spender account, I figured the early stuff isn't as important to show you guys. We'll be doing another free-to-play account coming Christmas time that'll help you guys that are really looking for tips and advice on how to excel in the early game. But you can see here we already have 2 E5 heroes, one of them being a V4 Betty. Yes. I wish he would have told me what he was doing. I mean, I really wish this was a mirror, to be honest. The mirror, I feel like, would have been better. But that's, again, he took care of like the really early game stuff. He's the one that put the most amount of money in this. I'm going to help with some stellar shard or some the starry gems and stuff like that. But as you guys can see, we already have a full V4 Transcendence hero within the first week of the account. We even have a Natalie, sorry, I almost said Natalia. We got a Natalie on this account too. We have resonance gear on them that's already synced up and everything. So this is going to be a very big accelerated future on this account. Sealand. A little reason why this says 0 out of 35 right now. Well, we technically already had an E5 Therapist of Blood Betty before Sealand was unlocked, which is why this is at 0. We're going to push with Natalie most likely. We'll see how far we can actually make it with her. Honestly, this is going to be a little tricky, I would imagine, but we'll have to see. We're going with the Wolf first, mainly because there is a bleed synergy with Therapist of Blood Betty, but I'm pretty sure once we get some power going, we'll be in a good spot. Honestly, one of the biggest power boosts in the early game is going to be the monster, so making sure you're prioritizing to like upgrade these things to the max and then working on the auras, or the whatchamacallit. Oh, I forget what they're called. These are auras. These are can't remember the name. That is one of the biggest upgrades you can get in the early game. Now, we do have 472 charm treasure coupons. That's going to help a ton with our progress for sure. So there's a lot of things we can do here that are going to help. You can see we already have a lot of spiritual essence. We got some other resources. We have a ton of master toolboxes. We even have, scattered spirit vein and divine gems just sitting here waiting, just ready to go. And we have a bunch of chests. However, once again, we can't really use these yet because, well, that is gated behind Void Campaign, and we have to wait to get to level 130, which is going to take a couple months, maybe a month or two, to get to level 130 just by idling in order for us to get like permanent unlocked of all the levels, and then we can get to the Void Campaign very quickly and start powering up our hero more. So can't get this done. It's just not possible. Can't unlock any of these things. However, one thing we will be able to unlock is the Awakening very, very soon. And of course, we have a home that is already getting leveled up. Technically, we only have 2 slots right now. We're going to decide, most likely, we're going to go for an Elena here. And then over here, actually, wait, yeah. Elena, and then I'm guessing we're going to build another Betty, which is super helpful because we started the week before this event, which means we ended up having a ton of like hero chests and everything, and Transcendence Heroes chests, which was like really awesome. We have tons of resources sitting everywhere. we're pretty much good to go. Like I said, we almost have a noble core just from this one event. I think he's done everything. It's a full clear event, I believe. We've cleared everything out here, everything here. Hasn't done this yet. I gotta fight myself. I gotta get myself added. The treasure tickets, treasure train tickets are gonna be huge, which I think we're gonna do here today as well. But I do need to confirm if it's cool to do it. Actually, I think he's on right now. Can I do the tickets? Either that or we might make that an episode for tomorrow where we do the tickets, because there's a lot of them and there's a lot of decisions to be made. But as you guys can see, we're already pulling up a ton of resources. We're getting ourselves powered up, and we have probably one of the fastest Transcendence heroes you will ever see in the game. What I want to know from you guys is what you want to see out of this, because again, like I said, we're probably going to be going for, I can't even search on the auction house right now. It doesn't even let you see what is up there. Did awakenings and all that, so we got the CNC minus, which is pretty cool. I think honestly there's a lot of copies in here that are awakened. Yep. So yeah, we have to decide exactly what we're gonna do. Tower of Oblivion, we're already stuck on one, and that's mainly because, well, one of the most annoying heroes is here to stay, and that is the oh yeah, there's actually a lot of carries here too, huh? I'll take it. Oh man, it's rough. It's really rough when you're going up against queens, or not queens, Valkyries. There we go. And we're CCing. However, I think we still might be able to do it. It's close. Yeah, I mean, heck, look, we just beat it right there, which is pretty sweet. A bunch of these stages are probably going to be easy to do as well, because the hero's V4 is really, really strong. The one nice thing about the Demon Belt is it does mean she does generate full energy very quickly because she feeds herself. The mirror would do the same thing, as well as providing things like all damage dealt. This mark might become an issue. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something like change over to Mark Purify for the Sleepless Wave, which is what I figured. It's usually what you have to do in the early game when you can't just brute force it. Can we get past it? We can. There we go. Actually, we want to stick with the same thing here as well. Ooh, that's a lot of crit damage. If we can get our hands on some just regular old queens, that might be a huge help on this one. The fact that we don't have a core means that the chance to crowd control the enemy is much lower. Oh my goodness. The Asmodel's doing the Asmodel thing, which is just obliterating your face over and over again. We do have a bunch of queens, actually. So here's what we're going to try to do. We're going to put a bunch of queens in here. If we have energy, that would be awesome, but I don't know if we do. We're going to have to literally take everything off of these heroes. I think that's it, right? There's nothing on them. Okay, so we can do a couple of queens here with energy and hope that these pay out. And then what we can do is we have a couple other queens here that are just going to be with nothing. We're going to put them in the back row. Hopefully in round 2, they get some actives off, but we just want to make sure that they survive and we can potentially get some attacks off. This is a little quick 101 on how to beat these earlier waves right here. So we're actually knocking all of you out, and we are putting all of you in. And hoping this is enough. I think they're fast enough, right? Yep, so we get some crit reduction, which is super important here. Sadly, though, the Michelle hits the back line, so those other queens might not survive. If we had more energy artifacts, this would be better. But again, you can see like the lower crit chance does mean we have time to purify those marks off. And I think what we have to also run is Balance Strike here, because the Unbending Will is not going to do much to save us here anyway. So if we run this right here, I think that is the combo of beating the Asmodel wave, which is usually a tricky one. Having energy artifacts helps a ton. Sadly, all the queens went down. But again, like I said, as long as we can keep healing up and we keep their crit chance low, They can't get their mark damage off. Let's buy like 5 more and we'll wrap up this first introductory episode. You're probably going to see daily episodes for a little while here on this account, if not maybe multiples, just because there's going to be so much to do in the early game here that we can really capitalize on it immediately. Don't get crit. Just don't get crit. That's all I'm asking for. One more round of not getting crit, please. Please. No, it still did enough damage to take us out. The other reason why I kind of want to mirror over Demon Bell is the fact that it does give you speed, which can help a ton in certain situations. This is not working the best for us here. If anything, you know, I should probably switch the positioning up. Oh, we got stunned by Michelle. That's really unfortunate. Oh, so close. Actually, I think if we do this right here, let's put them in the front row because they're the ones that are going to get the actives off immediately anyway. So if they die to a hit, that's fine. It gives us a chance to maybe survive and have the Ignis heal us after taking some damage first. Oh, so many actives coming in. I don't even think any of those were crits. It was just raw damage that took us out. Last attempt. Let's see. And then we're going to be on to a Mim Wave, which is a whole nother topic in itself. All right. So just don't get crit. Okay, we purify all those marks off. We need to live one more round. We need to kill them off. We really need to kill them off now. All right, so it's a tricky wave, as you guys can see, but there's a lot of stuff to be had. I mean, we're going to get a ton of stats just from this alone. You can see what our stats are right now. 624,000 attack, only, 14 million HP. Be prepared to see that change. So welcome to the Betty series. See you guys tomorrow with another episode. I guarantee it.